Welcome to Unleashing the Power of Stable Diffusion on AWS Marketplace, brought to you by Tech Latest. In this video, we'll explore how you can leverage Stable Diffusion, a state-of-the-art text-to-image AI model solution, conveniently available on the AWS Marketplace. So let's dive into this step-by-step guide. Open Tech Latest Stable Diffusion with Automatic1111 web interface listing on AWS Marketplace. To do so, go to the techlatest.net website. From this page, navigate to Products and Support page. Search for Stable Diffusion Automatic1111 product. You can see the product description here. All the details are given on this page. When ready, click on Launch Now on AWS button on top. It will take you to the products listing page on AWS Marketplace. This video is for provisioning the Tech Latest Stable Diffusion solution on AWS Marketplace. If you prefer to provision this solution on GCP or Azure, then kindly check our GCP Getting Started Guide or Azure Getting Started Guide respectively. Scroll down, go through all the details. Like default machine type, OS used, pricing, etc. Click on Continue to subscribe on top right. Log in with your credentials and follow the instruction. For first time, it will ask you to subscribe to the offer. Click on Accept Terms here. Wait for this button to get enabled. You can either provision it with the hourly pricing or with the annual plan. If you want annual plan, configure it here. Or, continue with the hourly plan. Click on Continue to Configuration. Here you can see the different versions of the offers available. Right now we have only this version available. Select a region where you want to launch the VM, such as US East, N, Virginia. You can also read the release note here. Click on Continue button and it will take you to the next page. You can see these information here from the previous page. Choose Action option suggests you to launch it through EC2 or through website. Let's choose Launch from website. Optionally change the EC2 instance type. This defaults to T2, extra large instance type, 4 virtual CPUs and 16 GB RAM. For optimal performance, Stable Diffusion requires significant processing power, which is best achieved with a GPU instance. For GPU instances, you can select from the G4 family from the list. However, if the cost of a GPU instance is prohibitive, a CPU instance with higher processing capacity may be used as an alternative. But for better performance of Automatic1111 GUI, we recommend to use GPU VMs from G4DN family. For example, G4DNX Large, which comes with 4 virtual CPUs and 16 GB memory configuration. This is GPU instance with minimum specs. But if you want CPU, use T2 Extra Large with 4 virtual CPUs and 16 GB RAM. For CPU, it's the minimum specification but more CPU is preferred. Instances with AMD GPU are not recommended. Please note that GPU instance will perform 10 times or more faster when generating images compared to CPU instance. Typical GPU instance will take 2 to 3 minutes to render the images compared to 7 to 10 minutes by CPU instance, hence GPU instances are preferred. For this demo purpose, I am selecting G4DNX Large instance. Next, optionally change the VPC and subnetwork here. Create the security group based on default configuration which comes with the ports 22 for SSH, 3389 for RDP, and 80 for HTTP exposed. Click on Create New based on seller settings. Provide the name, description and save the changes. Next we need to select the key pair. If you already have a key pair with your AWS account, you can select it from the drop-down. Otherwise you can create a new key pair. When you click on the Create a New Key Pair, it will navigate you to the AWS console. Follow the instructions and create the new one. Be sure to download the key pair. It will be needed while accessing the VM. Once done, you can see the new key pair available in this drop-down here. Once you are ready with all the options, click on Launch. Tech latest Stable Diffusion with Automatic1111 web interface will begin deploying. A summary page displays showing the successful deployment of the instance. To see this instance on EC2 console, click on EC2 console link. On the EC2 console page, instance is up and running. After VM launch for the first time, GPU instances will take 5 to 10 minutes and CPU instances will take 15 to 30 minutes to launch the app in the browser. Wait for 5 to 10 or 15 to 30 minutes depending on if your VM is GPU or CPU based, and then access the Stable Diffusion GUI via browser. Copy the public IP of the VM which is available on the VM's overview page and paste it in the browser and then hit enter. And please make sure to use HTTP and not HTTPS in the URL when accessing Automatic1111 interface in GUI. So this is Stable Diffusion Automatic1111 web interface. We will cover all the GUI features and how to get most out of it in our subsequent videos. But quickly I will show you how it works. You can get the dark theme by simply adding !__, theme is equal to dark after the public IP of the VM in the address bar. Here we go. The first page over here is text to image window. Provide any text prompt here in this area and click on Generate button and wait till it finishes. You can play with the various settings available here and see the variation in the output. You can see various options on this page. We will discuss about them in detail with demos in our next video about Stable Diffusion Automatic1111 features. Output images can be seen in the Image Browser tab. Click on Image Browser and click on First Page to load the images. Image Browser is a type of extension. You can see other extension available over here are Dreambooth. And, on the Text to Image page, scroll down in Settings. This ControlNet extension. Just click on this arrow here to expand it. All of these extensions are pre-installed in Tech latest virtual machine solution by default so that user can get benefited from them. We will also discuss how to install and use extensions in Web UI in our extension video. Let's go back to Image Browser. To see the details of the image, click on it. On the right side, you can see its details, like prompt used, size, seed and other settings used. Below this, it shows the default location where the images get saved on this virtual machine. In a while, I will show you the steps to access this location. You can directly send this image for processing on other options as input image. E.g. Send to Image tab option here. For any settings you want to change, you can navigate to Settings tab here. Various options are available to explore. Coming back to Image tab. You can experiment with your art skills by changing different options on this page. Try different prompts with different settings and you will be amazed with the results it generates. So this is Stable Diffusion Automatic1111 Web UI in brief. Next, let's see how to access the saved images on this virtual machine. To access the directory, you need to first set up the Ubuntu user password in SSH terminal and then connect via RDP to the VM's GUI environment. To SSH to the instance, go to the VM overview page and copy the IPv4 public IP address. Now open PuTTY, paste the IP address and browse your private key you downloaded while deploying the VM. By going to SSH, then Auth option here, browse it and click on Open. Enter Ubuntu as user ID. Once connected, change the password for Ubuntu user BYU running. Sudo password Ubuntu command. Now the password for Ubuntu user is set. You can connect to the VM's desktop environment from any local Windows machine using RDP protocol or Linux machine using Remina. To connect using RDP via Windows machine, again copy the public IP of the VM from VM details page. In the Remote Desktop Connection wizard, paste the external IP and click Connect. Select the checkbox to stop showing this warning message again and again. This will connect you to the VM's desktop environment. Provide Ubuntu as the user ID and the password set in the SSH window to authenticate. Click OK. This is the VM's GUI environment. Again provide the Ubuntu user password on this page. The images created from GUI are stored under Home, Ubuntu, Stable Diffusion, Output directory on the VM. From VM's desktop, click on Home folder. You can see this is Home, Ubuntu. Click on Stable Diffusion folder. You can see all these folders here. Just click Outputs folder. Output folder will show you all these folders here. Text to image, image to image, grid and all these. Click on Text to Image folder. Here again new folders will get created with the date name convention. As we created some images right now, new folder with today's date got created. Click on this folder. And all generated images are saved here. You can also access the source code of the Stable Diffusion. Navigate to Desktop and click on this source code folder on desktop. That's it for now. So, in this video we covered how to launch Tech latest Stable Diffusion with Automatic1111 web interface from AWS Marketplace and discussed the basic tabs of Automatic1111 web UI. We also covered how to SSH to the VM and access the images saved on the virtual machine. In our next video, we will discuss how to provision and connect to the Stable Diffusion solution provided by techlatest.net on GCP Cloud. Stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you.